Welcome to Infinite Horizon. Beneath the surface of the Higher Vibrations latest episode, the future financial situation, accountability, Scientology, with Chase von Ach, released September 30th, 2024, lurks a question too few dare to ask. What if your version of success is just a polished escape? What if the real path to success isn't confidence but clarity? That's the through line of the conversation on the higher vibration between Beer and Von. And it matters because it reframes everything. Feeling grief, visualizing with sensory detail, designing systems inward and outward. These are not feel-good cliches. They are diagnostic tools. Von says it plainly when he pushes back on fake it till you make it. And when he explains that he embraces the full spectrum of anger, sadness, joy, because when you let the feeling run its course, it clears the signal so you can build from truth. That's what they got right. Emotional integration is not soft, it's a sensor. Systems theory and cybernetics give that a name. Emotional clarity and visualization act like sensors and feedback loops. They measure inputs, feelings, behaviors, market signals, and let you iterate the design until who you are actually produces the outputs you want. Then the conversation tightens into design. Von moved from affirmations to image-rich visualization. He quotes himself, "I will travel in space," and then reverse engineers the business and financial infrastructure that would make that image real. That's the model. Vivid sensory goals create a blueprint, not mysticism. He also warns, we are going into a recessive economic cycle now, predicting 4 to 5 years of pain, and argues that frugality after collapse is often the seedbed of real prosperity, the same civic thrift that followed the Great Depression and led to a rebuilding of institutions and industry. They're right to name delusional optimism as a hazard. Unchecked positivity can blind you to final, actionable constraints, but they also miss a risk in how inevitability is framed. Paul Krugman, for one, would caution that projecting a 4 to 5 year slump from debt metrics alone understates the power of fiscal response and demand management. Treating recession as fate can produce austerity mindsets that worsen outcomes. The hard question is not just whether collapse is possible, but who benefits from declaring it inevitable, and whether that declaration becomes a self-fulfilling policy choice. Where the episode truly sharpens is the lived example of institutional failure. Von's Sea Org account, that they encouraged me to hit a kid, that he was told you're not going anywhere, that he read a chapter called Non-Existent, is not abstract critique. It's a portrait of how unaccountable power works. Sleep deprivation, coerced labor, emotional suppression. Those details echo patterns from mid-20th century high-control movements and explain why people distrust institutions when they prioritize obedience over truth. Asking the hard questions, why again, who benefits, who controls the silence, is not paranoia, it's learned defensiveness. So where does that leave us? The central thesis is simple and ruthless. Replace false positivity with emotionally honest, action-based realism. Feel what you're avoiding, visualize in detail, design systems with feedback, and be accountable when the data says you were wrong. Von's trajectory from tearing apart yo-yos to building AI hedge systems shows the pattern: honest self-assessment, aligned design, durable success. If we want institutions, markets, and lives that last, we must build them like machines that report real signals and then have the courage to act on them. Start by feeling everything you're avoiding, then build the mechanisms that will hold that truth. That's it, my friends. Please like and subscribe to support my channel. You can find more content on my Spotify and on YouTube under the handle @Infinite Trail Horizon.